Cheese. Cheese. Yeah. Everyone, meet JD. JD. Yes, baby. Say hello. Say hello. Hi. This is JD. Jaden is 1 year and 6 months. Beautiful people, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Everyday Life with Jane. My name is Jane Igbo, and on today's episode we are going to be discussing 5 reasons why your child is not gaining weight. If you are here and you're just coming across us for the very first time, please hit the like button and subscribe to get more information concerning you, your baby, and every other thing in between. On that note, let's go straight to the video. Firstly, I want to thank my subscribers. Thank you guys for subscribing to the channel, and those that watch consistently, thank you very much and God bless you. Now, the issue of child or your baby gaining weight becomes a source of concern to some mothers as you progress in your motherhood. You want your child to look plump and healthy, and not somebody looking at you and say, this child is skinny. No mother wants to hear that. So I'm going to be giving you the top reasons why your child is not gaining weight, or why your child is looking like he's not chubby or plump. The first thing I will tell you is, number one, is genetics. There are different kinds of children. You can see 2 different children at the same age but have 2 totally different body weights. So there's a bracket of a specified, or I would say a correct weight your baby should have at a different age. So you have to go online and Google and know the corresponding weight, the weight range, you know, the BMI of your child, the way your child is supposed to weigh at a certain age. So use that to judge. Don't just use what you're seeing around or using some other person's baby around to judge. That said, sickness. If your child is not feeling fine for any reason, no matter how small the illness might be, or no matter how mundane you might think it is, even as little as teething can cause your baby to lose weight. So that is the first thing. So any form of sickness whatsoever causes your baby to lose weight. Another thing again I want to put in that's not really a point is when you're transitioning from exclusive breastfeeding to introducing some form of solids, the child is likely to lose a bit of weight before he gains the weight back, because the child is trying to acclimatize to a new kind of meal, a new kind of food. So you should expect that because of that change, the child will lose a bit of weight, because child will not eat as much. So that is another point that you should note. Given those 3 circumstances are out of the way, now I'll go straight to the main points for the reasons why your child is not gaining weight. Now, the first one is if you feed your baby on demand or on schedule, like I did when I was exclusively breastfeeding, and even up to now, I fed my child on a schedule. Sorry, on a schedule, not on demand. Now, most children that are fed on demand, you know, tend to gain more weight, tend to be fatter, chubbier, because they're eating round the clock whenever they feel any sort of way they eat. But when you're feeding your child on demand, there are some things you should take into consideration. Now, because you're feeding your child on demand, you have to know the portions which your child is supposed to eat at every given time. If you're giving your formula for your baby, you have to know the right amount you should give your baby. When you buy your nan, or you buy your physical cream, or when you buy any baby food, there's always directions behind that show you how you should make it, you know, and the quantity. So here I'm talking about quantity. That's the portions that you give your child to eat at a single sitting. So the portions are very important. Make sure your baby is taking the right portions. Don't give a 9-month-old baby the portion of a 6-month-old. That baby is not going to be chubby. It's going to be slim, because it's getting very few nutrients than what he needs. So the first thing is portion control, especially if you're going to be giving your baby food on a schedule. Make sure that baby eats a certain portion, minimum portion. Baby should eat particular portion. You can Google to know the portion and the different plate sizes for different ages of your child, and know the amount your child should be eating at those different phases of his life. So the portions your baby eats is very important, especially if you are a scheduled feeder, if you feed your baby on schedule. The next thing is incorrect formula. For example, if you are transitioning from exclusive breastfeeding to giving your baby formula, you have to make the formula the right way. Now most times you just eyeball these things, you just look like the milk looks okay or the water looks okay, you're eyeballing it. No, look at the readings behind. If they say 3 full spoonfuls to 120 mils of cooled boiled distilled water for your baby, do that and make sure your baby finishes that quantity. Even if you have to space it, let the baby finish that quantity. You know, I've already discussed portion control. This is still where it still comes in. So for the formula, when you're making your formula, please read the description behind it. Don't eyeball it and say, okay, let me just give her 1 spoon because she's 1 month. No, look behind and look at the specifications behind and follow the instructions made by that particular formula. Then again, babies are human beings, so they like certain things. If you buy formula A and your baby doesn't like it, try another formula. Don't just be stuck on one thing. If your child definitely finds something that he likes, okay, so get the correct formula. Not only are you formulating the milk right, but you're getting the right formula that your baby likes. Children are picky, so you have to go through a lot. I can remember when I was resuming from the office and my son had to start taking solids. I got Jaden's milk because I did exclusive for 6 months, so he really didn't take any formula per se. But when he became 6 months, I had to introduce formula and baby meal. So that was when we started. He didn't even know how to suck. My baby never really sucked from a feeding bottle. He didn't do it. After exclusive breastfeeding, we just went straight to cup and spoon because he wasn't taking. He couldn't suck from the feeding bottle. So those are some of the things that you should put into consideration. My next point is misreading baby's reactions. For example, maybe you're giving baby food, your baby is not shaking his head like this. Don't think he's shaking his head because he's full. It might be that he wants water, or it might be that it's not like that particular brand of food. Still look back at the portions you should give your child and stick to those portions. Make sure that you give the child the specified portion that child should have. Okay, so when I'm saying don't misread your baby's cues, don't say because baby slept off while you're eating, baby is full. No, make sure he takes the right quantity he's supposed to take as a baby. If your baby is always sleeping off while eating and is not finishing his ration, that baby is going to be skinny. So don't mislead baby sleeping off as baby is full. Now in the beginning stages of your child, if your baby is still less than 3 months and is on exclusive breastfeeding, most times if the baby sleeps off, you know, you would know if your breast is still full or empty if the baby has finished the food. But make sure your baby finishes his food before he sleeps off. Even if he sleeps off, whenever he wakes up, continue, finish that portion. That portion control is so important. And do not misread your baby's cues to take it as it's full when it's not full. And also be able to read to know when it's over full so it doesn't throw up and then all the whole work is lost. My final point is, once your baby becomes 6 months, start mixing solid. Start mixing solid. A baby that is over 6 months cannot live on formula alone. He is going to be slim and malnourished. At 6 months, your baby needs to start adding solids. Now, for me and my son, when I had to begin work fully, it was already 6 months then. So we had to start introducing solids. Okay, from even 3 months, there's some days when I'll leave. Yeah, I started with Jaden's baby meal. So that was the meal he was taking. My mother realized that he was eating, but he was not eating so much. I even had to help them. Father one story for another day. She wasn't feeding him enough when I was not around, so he was losing weight. But once she left and, you know, I got somebody else, the baby increased. The weight change was dramatic, even on the same Jaden's meal. So I always say portion control is so important. Don't get a lazy person to feed your baby. Feeding children is a lot of work. I need someone that is agile and fit to feed your baby. Very important. That would make sure your baby adds weight. So when I'm talking about mixing mixing food after 6 months, baby must start taking solids after 6 months. Solids, you know, pap. I did pap. I did Jaden's meal. Before my son started liking Cerelac, I did Cerelac. There's one other one I did that he didn't eat. I've forgotten the name of the other one. If I remember, he didn't eat that one, so that one was a total waste. And even for the Jaden's meal, the only one he ate was the potato, I think the potato and soy brand. He didn't eat the veggie meal, he didn't eat the beans. And then I was really concerned about his weight. But when I got a new person to come stay with him, I will testify to you that the baby added a lot of weight, because this person was determined, resolute that baby was going to eat and eat well, and we could see the changes in, you know, his weight. Because when he was on exclusive breastfeeding, that's my son, he was very chubby and everything. But when we now started switching, mixing it up, exclusive breastfeeding, and then if we started dropping weight, so I realized that it was the nanny I had then that wasn't feeding him. So you have to be very conscious of the nannies that you get. So get somebody that is, you know, concerned about your child and is resolute that the child will eat well. So mixing of solids is so important after 6 months. All right guys, that is it for this video on the reasons why your baby is not gaining weight. If you handle all these points that I've listed, there is no way your baby will not gain weight. Now some points on the way on the side I can give you is start introducing things the baby might like, fruits that he can nibble on, small biscuits, you know, anything you're eating, give the baby to eat. Anything that enters your mouth should enter into the baby's mouth to mash it, masticate it in a way that is okay for the baby to eat. Expand the horizons of the child's taste buds. You know that your child will eat very well, and your child will be chubby and will have excellent health. Thank you guys for watching the video today, and if you are still yet to subscribe or like the video, kindly click on the like button and the subscribe button also, so you get notifications from me whenever I post new videos. Thank you guys for watching. Until I see you on another video, I am Janie Bo. Bye.